What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Barba223, and here we are again with another New World video. So today, guys, we are going to be doing a Fire Staff and Ice Gauntlet build. This is a build I've been loving. It's a build I have really been enjoying. I hope all of you enjoy it as well. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy the content or if this video helps you out and makes your build better. And right before we start, guys, I just want to mention that I have noticed that a lot of our views come from non-subscribers. So if you do watch the video and you enjoy the video, please leave a subscribe. It would mean the world to me. And also on top of that, I am going to be offering memberships for my channel. I will make another video on that, but just wanted to let you know. Now let's get into it, guys. So we are going to start with the skills. So let's do Fire Staff first. So here's what we're running. I will go through it and explain why I do it and what I will do after when I upgrade the weapon to 20. It's pretty simple. So basically what we're going to do is this. We're going to get Spell Focus. Heavy attacks restore 5% of your max mana on hit. This is going to help out with your sustain a ton because you're using 2 mana intensive weapons, so you will save a crap ton of mana. It is a must in my opinion. We have Clear Mind. While above 50% mana, gain 10% in power. Very, very good passive as well. It's a must-have. It's simple. Gives you a bunch of damage. So next we're going to move on to this. We have our first ability that we are using on here for Q. Is Fireball. Has a cooldown of 15 seconds, which isn't too bad. But you fire a heavy fireball and it does 140% weapon damage on impact and leaves a 3-meter burning field that lasts for 6 seconds. The burning field deals 10% weapon damage a second. This is very good. It does a lot of damage and it gives a nice burn for people that like to stand their ground. So if you drop it on a group of people in war, it's very good as well. It's just a great skill in my opinion. I think it's better than Pillar of Fire because it's easier to aim. Like Pillar of Fire takes a little bit, so it's a lot easier to aim Fireball. Plus it offers that dot. And then when you upgrade it, it lasts longer for the burning. And then on top of that, you also get a lot of your mana back. So every time, if it hits on the direct hit, you get 10% of your mana back. So you just get 10 mana. And then it reduces your costs, or your cooldowns by 7%, which is really good. So you're going to make it easier to get your fireball back and also sustain better. Very good. So passive here is Clear Casting. If you haven't taken damage in 3 seconds, in the last 3 seconds, deal 10% more damage. So just so you know, this stacks with Clear Mind. So Clear Mind and Clear Casting is a 20% damage bonus just all the time, basically. So that's really, really good. So make sure you get these two together. And then we're using Spell Slinger. Spell Slinger is a really good one as well because your abilities get a 15% extra chance to crit. So that also applies to heavy attacks, just so you guys know. So your heavy attacks, not just your skills like Fireball, but also your heavy and light attacks get 15% crit chance. And then to stack with that, you get Prophet of a Fire God. While holding a Fire Staff, your critical strike damage is increased by 20%. These two are kind of a no-brainer. I mean, crit damage is very nice. Why would you not want crit damage and crit chance? They go together very well. And then here, Flare. Heavy attacks no longer consume mana. This is a very important one as well to go with your 2 mana intensive weapons. The reason for this, and I think the reason for Flare that it's so good, is because it stacks, or it goes in conjunction with Spell Focus. So Spell Focus restores your mana, and then Flare makes it not cost any mana. So you are getting 5 mana back for every heavy attack that you land, and if you miss, it doesn't cost anything, so you're losing nothing. So it really helps your sustain. Now let's move to the other tree, and then I will say what I will get when I upgrade my staff more. So here we are going to get Pyromania. While holding a staff below 50% max health, you get 20% extra damage. So again, Pyromania, if the circumstances are right, which it won't always be, but if you get Pyromania under 50% health, you get 20% damage, and then if you're above 50% mana, you get 10% extra damage, and then if you haven't taken damage, you get 10% more damage than that. So you get 10%, 10%, 20%. So you can get an extra 40% damage if the circumstances are right. All you have to have is lower than 50% health, higher than 50% mana, and you can get 40% damage. So it's very good. So here, whenever your burn does damage, you get 10% fortified for 2 seconds. This is every tick, so very good. You're pretty much getting a 10% damage reduction at all times because if your fireball's ticking, it counts. If your burnout's ticking, it counts. So you are getting it at all times. And then later when I upgrade this, I'm going to get Watch It Burn. So light attacks will cause the enemy to catch fire. So you will have these two pretty much going always, so you're always going to get that 10% fortify. So for our other skill we're using right now, we're using burnout. You dash through targets, dealing 129% weapon damage. Passing through them will catch them on fire. That applies a 10% weapon damage burn for 8 seconds. Costs 30 mana. This is a very good skill because when you upgrade it, which I'll tell you, fire staff cooldowns are reduced for each enemy hit. Very nice. And then here, this is the one you want. Burnout goes 50% further. A 50% extra, like, look how far this goes. Like, oh my god. Like, see how much damage you, or ground you just covered? It's so good. It's so good. Make sure you use burnout and upgrade it all the way, and then make sure you use fireball and upgrade it all the way. Now, what am I going to do next? Well, basically, I'm going to tell you my choices personally. Do not use flamethrower. It needs a rework. It's trash. Pillar of Fire is okay, but you really don't need Pillar of Fire if you already have fireball. So my option, my opinion, is if, depending on content, you're going to go Meteor Shower or you're going to go Incinerate. Now, Incinerate's going to be for that open world PvP, in my opinion. So, like, when people are on you with a great axe or, like, some close-up weapon, you need something to get them off of your back. So, Incinerate is good for that. I would suggest using this, probably. That's what I'm going to do. But I don't really care for it yet. I'm rather get my passives. Meteor Shower is good for war because you can do a crap ton of AoE damage. So I would use Meteor Shower in war, maybe Outpost Rush as well, and then use Incinerate for open world PvP or duels or like small scale. So that's my opinion. Now, another option is you can get neither of them, right? And then you can also just go and get a bunch of passives. So basically my plan here, so you get 19 points, so you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So you get 14. We're going to get 5 more passive points. So what I'm planning on doing is probably putting on this here, heavy attacks, reduce fire staff cooldowns, and then that'll give us our alt, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And then we're going to put our alt. So then we're going to have a few points left. So when we get our alt, it's going to give us 30% damage in a rune around us on the ground. So it's a very good ultimate. It gives crazy damage to line up your burst and combo. It's very, very solid. So I would suggest using this. It's good. And then what I'm going to do on the other side is put a couple points into Watch It Burn. I'm going to put a point into Watch It Burn. I'm going to put a point into Combat Speed. And hopefully Kindle, but if I can't, I can't. I'm not going to be mad. So you have a couple options. You can either get Meteor Shower or Incinerate and then get a few passes, or you can get neither, use your heavy attacks, and then get a bunch of passives. It is up to you. I'm probably going to get Incinerate for when I'm fighting small scale, because Incinerate is very good when you upgrade it all the way. Hitting twice essentially makes it do 260% weapon damage, which is very, very powerful. So just keep that in mind, guys. So we're going to move on to Ice Gauntlet. So Ice Gauntlet is a very powerful weapon right now. I do think it's one of the better ones in the game, but my issue with it is Ice Storm is pretty bugged. So just be careful when you're like using it. I don't know, it's a little weird, but let me explain. So what we're using is Cold Reach. It gives you extra, it just gives you a slight extra damage for people that are 15 meters away, but the problem with this is that 15 meters is a lot further than you think. Like, it's not often you're going to be able to just pelt people from 15 meters because people are going to get up in your face. So it's not as easy as you may think. This one is one you're going to want to get, Critical Rejuvenation. I just haven't gotten it yet, but I will. It's going to give you 15 mana back after getting a crit, which is really good. Critting is somewhat easy when you're attacking people in your Frostbite or your Storm, so it's not bad. And then, of course, for our first skill, like I mentioned, we have Storm. It's a range, a big AoE, it does a lot of damage, and it slows people. It's a really good skill. It speeds you up. It's one of the better skills in the game, but the problem with it is that they nerfed it to where they can't stack anymore, so if you have multiple people using an Ice Gauntlet, they're kind of rendered useless. It's very silly. I don't know what I mean, I get it, but I also don't get it. But that's not the point. So what you're going to take is you're going to take Weakening Gust. So they take extra 10% damage for 3 seconds if they're under 50% health. Solid. It also costs 80% less if you're at full mana, so it is only going to cost 5 mana if you are at full mana from the start, which is insane. So as you can see, I'm going to use it. And look, my mana is at 95 because I was starting at full mana, so that's really good. And then lastly, it increases 10% damage for each enemy in it. So if you're hitting a big group of people in war or whatever you're in, you're going to get a lot of extra damage. So very good. And then we have Gathering Storm, just for a passive. I mean, it's not the best, I'm going to be honest. It is tough to hit 3 light attacks in a row. I'm probably going to switch this one out for this one, but we'll see. We'll see. I will say you want to get energized critical because you get extra crit chance when you're at full stam, and there is a good amount of times when you are at full stam, so that is solid. And then you're going to want to get heavy freeze. Heavy freeze is one of the single best passives in the entire game, in my opinion. So basically, if you want me to demonstrate, so if you have this down and then you heavy attack someone inside of it, they're going to be frozen. The same thing goes for this. If you have someone like slowed down, and you heavy attack them, they're going to be frozen. So it has no cooldown as well. You can just keep using it until they're out of the area. So that is a really good passive. And then lastly, we are going to get ice abilities, chill targets, increasing ice damage by 35% for 3 seconds. So pretty much all your skills are going to do 35% extra damage, which is really, really nice. So you're going to just get a lot of flat damage. It's going to help your build out a lot. So again, I would suggest getting Cold Reach, upgrading Ice Storm all the way, getting Critical Rejuvenation, Critical Frost, Heavy Freeze, and Energized Critical. And then Critical Frost I didn't mention. You get crit chance if they're in the area. It's kind of the same thing as the Heavy Freeze. Like it functions the same way. So heavy attacking, hitting people in a frosted area will give you immense bonuses. So let's move to the other tree. So for passive, we're going to want Quick Frost. It helps you out when you're fighting in your own area, so it helps you out a lot. And then we have Ice Shower as our other skill. Some people do not use this, and I just will never understand. Ice Shower is an incredible skill. So it essentially just roots people that get caught in it for within 5 meters. If you enter the Ice Storm, you will be stricken with Frostbite. Now you can't sprint, you can't dodge, and you have 50% less movement speed. And when you leave the area, it also remains on them after exiting for 3 seconds. So it is insanely good. It is a bit expensive at 25, but when you upgrade it, it lasts longer. It gives you a movement speed for being in it. And then lastly, you reduce the enemy's armor by 10%, which is insanely good. So you will be able to use this to set up your combos. For example, if you use this, you back up, and then you hit them with a fireball, you're going to do a lot of damage. That's all I'm going to say. So just be wary of that. And then here we have Entomb. Another thing you're going to want to do is upgrade Entomb all the way. So whatever after you have all that, you're going to want to just get whatever you can get. I would say get Empowered Frost. I would say probably getting Defiant Freeze is going to give you a bit of damage mitigation. But it's more about the abilities on this side than it is about the passives. So on this side, the passives are better. So just get everything I mentioned and get everything that I told you to get after. So again, Cold Reach, Ice Storm all the way, Critical Rejuvenation, probably not Gathering Storm. You're going to want Crit Frost. You're going to want Heavy Freeze. You're going to want Energized Crit. You're going to want Ultimate Chill. And then on this side, you want your abilities all the way upgraded. And then the passives are your discretion. So next, let's get into the attributes because that is very important for this build. So attributes is this simple. It's really not that complicated. You want 200 intelligence, and then after that, it is your decision. That's really that simple in my opinion. I think once you get to 200, you can afford to start going con. Now, the reason you want 200, well, at 50, you get 10% heavy and light attack damage. At 100, you get 10% crit damage. Very good. At 150, you get 15% flat elemental damage, so that's going to apply to both of your all damage sources that you do. Very good. And then when you get to 200, this is the one that's going to help your sustain a ton. You're going to get 10 mana back after dodging. So after you do that, like, I'm going to use my mana up. Right? So look, you're going to dodge. 50, 60. Look how high it goes. Look, boom. We're already back up to almost 90 mana just by rolling. So it is really, really good. You're going to want that. After that, I don't think the bonuses are great. It is going to increase your damage, but I don't think it's worth it. You might as well, in my opinion, get con. Because, I mean, you're going to get better bonuses. I mean, you just want extra health. You're going to be more tanky. But you can really, all almighty, you can go all intelligence. Feel free. But before you make that decision, just know that it is crucial that you get 50 constitution, because you get 20% consumable strength, so your potions are going to be better, your food's going to be better. So just remember to get 50 con, 200 intelligence, and then after that, it is really up to you. Like, whatever you want to do, I would do. I mean, it's completely up to you. So let's move on to the gear. So the weapons, we are using Cruel, Forsaken, Ice Gauntlet of the Scholar. Basically, get an Ice Gauntlet that gives intelligence. That's really all you want. It's that simple. So it's going to give 18 intelligence, and you're going to get extra damage to people with rooted or crowd control. So that applies to your storm, it applies to your wall, ice, this, that, and the other. Very good. For the other weapon, Weaver's Penance. So I got this from a quest in Weaver's Fen. It just does a lot of damage. We're using another, again, you want intelligence. And for the gem, we are using extra arcane damage. Now, the reason I did that is you could do a couple different things. You could get extra damage at full health or extra damage against low health enemies. It's all preference. But I did arcane because let's say someone has fire resistance, then it won't probably have arcane resistance. So, like NPCs, PvP, whatever. If they have resistance to one element, they might not have resistance to the other. So it is good to mix your damage up. But gems are weird right now, so I don't want to suggest something and then it doesn't work as intended, and then you're mad at me, and I don't want to be upset. So just use whatever gem you like. And the perk isn't good. Lost Bane, not very good. I'm gonna change it later. So our hat, again, you just want to stack intelligence and constitution. Like, that's it. You're gonna get slash damage on any piece of gear that you can. So that if you want, what I would suggest doing is buying cut flawed what is it called? Cut flawed moonstone, I believe. So you want to get cut flawed moonstone, apply that to all your gear, because slash damage is probably the best. That is the hatchet and the great axe, so those are really frustrating to verse. So I would just say getting slash damage reduction is the best. So again, you're going to want to get constitution and intelligence on your gear. It's really that simple. But what you want to do is get a light helmet, a medium chest, a light hand, a light leg, and a light feet. You're going to want everything light except the chest and medium to get right under the light armor. So again, what I was going to mention as well, we are using light armor because you get 20% bonus damage, and you cover so much ground. Like, you guys probably know the roll dodging trick, so it's really good. Light armor is the wave, in my opinion, right now for mages. I tried medium. I just wasn't a fan. I don't know. I tried it. I really did. Gave it the old college try, but it didn't work for me. I like light armor a lot, so it is good. If you want a tip on how to maximize your armor weight while staying in the light territory, you can check out one of my videos. I posted it. But yeah, just make sure you get slash damage reduction. And another thing I want you guys to get, if you can, try to get the perk Empowering Fireball. It's going to buff your Fireball by 15%. And then also you're going to want to get Efficient Burnout. Increases your mana regen by 27% after using Burnout. So you can use Burnout, and you can see the little mana regen thing pop up. So just make sure you use that. It is really good. It gives you a crap ton of mana regen. And then for jewelry, I'm using an amulet that gives con and intelligence, just like I mentioned, and then a ring that gives intelligence. So that's pretty much what you want to do with your gear. I don't even have an earring slot, so my stats will be better soon. I'll have more stats very, very soon. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, there's not much to it. The builds in this game are, easy to explain, and I would love to answer some questions down below if you guys have any. And I hope you guys enjoy. I really hope the build works for you. Let me know what you think. I try to give you guys some options when it comes to making builds. I don't want to just shove one build down your throat and then be like, here, use this, and there's no other option. I want to give people the chance to adapt and change the build as they see fit. So, I just want to let you guys know that it's always free for a debate. And as always, guys, I appreciate your concern. And if this video helps you at all, please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe, because the majority of our viewers are not subscribed. So thank you, and have a good one, and I appreciate it.